The wise choose solitude, the poor seek socializing. In this world, wherever there is a gathering of people, the topics discussed are nothing but boasting about oneself, belittling others, prying into others' lives, and gossiping about all sorts of trivial matters. So why should I go out? I have a pure heart and know how to live for myself. I don't want to force myself to serve others, and I may seem unapproachable in the eyes of others, but I never live by others' standards. Even if I am alone and have few friends, I am not lonely but rather very comfortable. Because I don't need to deliberately maintain interpersonal relationships, I am not bound or limited. People like this have pure hearts, know how to please themselves, live for themselves, and live the life they want according to their own ideas. I know your life is very busy. However, what I say is not easy to absorb, especially if you only hear it once. My advice is to watch until the end, listen repeatedly while you are resting or doing chores. Share and save the playlist for your convenience. I am sure that within a few short months, your mindset will develop significantly to a new level. Ancient wisdom greets you all. The socializing of the poor is slow suicide. A person who wants to live happily, being arrogant is better than being inferior, being decisive is better than being hesitant. Today, I dare to say something arrogant. Humans do not need any social relationships. The social relationships of the poor are not even worth dog feces. From childhood, parents and teachers always teach us to unite, love, and build good relationships with friends and classmates. But the truth is, when you face the world alone, you will realize that you can only rely on your own strength or the cash in your hand. Many fools cannot see this reality. They value relationships, diving into socializing every day. Today, they make meaningless plans to drink with colleagues. Tomorrow they are tempted by poor friends to play games. Not only are useless friends utilitarian, but poor parents are the same. When we were just learning to speak, everyone told us that parents love us unconditionally, and we must obey them. But those who have experienced social setbacks understand that parents are no different from others, choosing the rich over the poor, respecting the strong and trampling the weak. If they know you are busy outside but don't earn much, they will say it's okay on the surface, but their actions will always criticize you, forcing you to do this and that. Such behavior is no different from telling you that you are trash. I may sound harsh, but honesty is better than pretense. As for useless friends, there's no need to mention them. Today, many still learn to flatter, to socialize, to please their bosses. It's not entirely useless, but the greatest truth in this world is equal exchange. Do you think having a few meals with your boss, singing a few old songs from the 90s, and sharing a few drunken confessions make you good friends? Naive. No matter how good your relationship with your boss is, you are still their employee, their hired hand. This fact will never change. If they find someone cheaper and easier to manipulate to replace you, firing you is their wise choice. Therefore, to survive in this utilitarian society, only money is real. Things like social relationships are trash. If your monthly salary is only 6 million, living in hardship, don't spend your days traveling, living a fake life, and boasting to useless friends. Use all your after-work time to find the high-paying job you desire, see what conditions they require, strive to meet those conditions, and then switch jobs. If you have ideas, you can write blogs, make videos online, and become a content creator. After gaining many followers, you can consider starting your own business. When you have more work, you can form a small team. In short, take control of your own life. Experiment and practice more. If possible, don't work for others. You must understand that the higher you go, the less you need to please others, and the less you need others to please you. Those who constantly exploit relationships and love socializing are greedy poor devils, and you must stay away from them. What is EQ? In front of real strength, it's not even worth dog feces. You say, If you don't socialize, how can you develop? I tell you, why do some people like to stay home all day and not go out, or prefer to be alone when they do go out? Some say it's because everything I love is at home, and most of the people and things I hate are outside. In this world, wherever there is a gathering of people, the topics discussed are nothing but boasting about oneself, belittling others, prying into others' lives, and gossiping about all sorts of trivial matters. So why should I go out? I have a pure heart and know how to live for myself. I don't want to force myself to serve others, and I may seem unapproachable in the eyes of others. But I never live by others' standards. Even if I am alone and have few friends, I am not lonely but rather very comfortable. Because I don't need to deliberately maintain interpersonal relationships, I am not bound or limited. People like this have pure hearts, know how to please themselves, live for themselves, and live the life they want according to their own ideas, narrowing their circle, having few friends, living a stable and peaceful life. No matter how many people accompany you, no matter how many people you know in this life, in the end, you will still be alone. So don't worry about having fewer and fewer friends. Don't feel sad or worried because your relationship with your relatives is weakening. Work hard to make yourself better and take good care of your family. These are the wisest decisions of a mature person. Do you think so? These are the 12 characteristics of a person who likes to be alone but has a strong inner self. I have shared them before. You can review them. Characteristic number 1. They are introverts. Many people think introverts are disadvantaged in a noisy world. Contrary to this common prejudice, their solitude has immense power. Moments alone are ideal for them to connect with themselves, focus intensely, and let their creative minds soar. Although extroverts tend to be more popular in modern society, introverts do not feel left out when alone. They enjoy the peace and quiet. Private moments help them recharge after social gatherings, finding balance in their lives. Characteristic number 2. They are independent, whether alone or with others. People who value privacy tend to complete tasks on their own and cherish personal experiences. High independence is also reflected in their complete trust in their own thoughts and decisions. They are willing to listen to your sharing with sincerity but will not rely entirely on your advice. Self-awareness also drives them to work productively without many binding rules. Due to the independent nature of those who like to be alone, they tend to work more efficiently in environments with fewer people around. Characteristic number 3. They do everything they like alone. The silence of those who like to be alone is like a shield protecting them from judgment and prejudice. They do what they like without worrying about what others think. Sitting and reading a book all morning in a quiet room, walking in the park without anyone accompanying them, activities that easily make others feel suffocated and bored are the hobbies of those who enjoy spending time with themselves. They are not afraid to have dinner or watch a movie alone and enjoy solving problems independently. From the perspective of many around them, they are often mistaken for enduring boring isolation. However, private space is where they can freely enjoy simple happiness. People who like to be alone understand the value of time more than anyone. They realize that they cannot waste time and know how to use this resource wisely. They like to stay home or somewhere quiet to do things that build their lives. For example, writing a diary to enhance self-awareness, learning new skills, or simply resting. Besides valuing their own time, they also care about others' time and will not make you wait in any appointment. This is also a positive trait of those who like to be alone. They will choose to suit their own mood rather than call a friend and talk about their troubles. It's hard to know when they are sad because they can control their emotions very well. Although they spend most of their time in quiet solitude, they always have positive thoughts to find ways to solve their problems. Thanks to this, they are not easily dependent on others. Characteristic number 6. They think deeply. The personality trait of those who like to be alone is to observe things from afar, listen attentively, and think thoroughly about what is happening around them before speaking or acting. Because they are used to being alone, their views are less influenced by external factors. The silence of those who like to be alone is often strategic. Like in a game of chess, they are likely thinking carefully about their next moves. The space of solitude allows them to connect with themselves, knowing what aspects they need to develop to become the best version of themselves. Characteristic number 7. They are comfortable with close relationships. Quality over quantity best describes the social circle of those who love to be alone. They are not afraid to meet and get to know many people but only focus on caring for a few truly close relatives and friends. You will not often see them at weekend tea parties or gatherings. They feel comfortable and satisfied in their private space and only participate in social activities when necessary. Such as important occasions like birthdays, weddings, or graduations of someone in their circle. They are willing to attend parties to show love and support to their loved ones. When the fun ends, they return to their safe zone. Characteristic number 8. They love themselves. Often misunderstood for not being lively, those who like to be alone are people who can understand the child within them, trust themselves, and cherish the small but meaningful things they do. They have the ability to heal their emotions. Thereby, they can accept their mistakes and reconcile with their regrets. They spend a lot of time focusing on themselves, not showing that they are selfish or self-centered. Loving oneself is a sign of compassion, and those who love themselves are often open-minded and empathetic. Characteristic number 9. They avoid conflict. Those who like to be alone are used to peace, so they tend to avoid unnecessary drama. They do not like to participate in discussions about others and see it as a waste of time. Therefore, they are very selective in making friends. If someone becomes disrespectful or disregards their boundaries, they will resolutely avoid such relationships. Characteristic number 10. They have clear boundaries. They realize that society is an essential part of human existence. They still like to be with friends, relatives, talk to colleagues, or attend gatherings. However, they have personal boundaries that protect them from people with toxic traits that can disrupt their peace. Characteristic number 11. They have high self-awareness. The state of solitude creates space for them to organize their thoughts, emotions, and reflect on themselves. Practicing self-awareness helps them understand their inner self and the world around them better. Thanks to this, they can make better choices, honestly face the past, confidently look to the future, and live a truly happy life. Characteristic number 12. They can stay calm well. The ability to stay calm in many situations is a prominent feature of those who like to be alone. This ability comes from the resilience they develop from self-control. They can manage and adjust their emotions when facing failure or conflict. They still feel stressed, overwhelmed, or worried when something unfortunate happens suddenly. But instead of losing their composure, they will immediately think of the best ways to overcome difficulties. Dear friend, we are often exhausted not because of work but because of meaningless socializing. Sometimes, there are people you haven't seen for years who suddenly call, surely just to make up the numbers. At that time, firmly say no because truly smart people never socialize. If you are quite smart, your ability to socialize is either less than your friends, or you are worried whether this social laziness is normal or not. At the end of a busy day or week, how you spend your nights and weekends reveals the most authentic aspects of a person. Many people like bustling places, so they go shopping, to bars, gossip online, make plans with friends to eat and chat. Parallel to that, there is a type of person who doesn't care about what's happening outside, choosing to hide in a quiet corner to roam in their own world. Have you ever looked back at yourself and realized you belong to this type? In life, smart people mostly like to be alone. Because of this, smart people are often labeled as very lonely. Of course, everyone has different lifestyles. This is not a criterion to judge whether a person is excellent and smart or not. But being alone must be a state actively chosen by this group of people. They are willing to escape from noisy crowds, stay away from worthless relationships, and maintain a calm mind to pursue their own goals. From a certain perspective, solitude is also a destination their souls are constantly seeking. Instead of saying smart people are often lonely, think that smart people choose to embrace loneliness. Therefore, if you only have a few friends, like to walk alone on the road, happily live alone, and still feel fine with everything, perhaps you are not an ordinary person. Zhuangzi said, "Those who know how to be alone become outstanding and are considered noble." Solitude here refers to freedom, self-harmony, and self-improvement, which is knowing how to live with oneself. We must realize that from childhood, we have learned too many lessons on how to live with others, integrate into society, and excel in the community. But we forget the most fundamental thing: the greatest enemy of life is oneself. If anyone can conquer themselves and learn to live with themselves, they can conquer everything in life. If you have the chance to travel with a companion, whether for a month, a year, or 10 years, it is a kind of luck. But ultimately, only you can complete your own journey. You must master your own life first, then you can live well. Einstein said, "Outstanding people with great minds always face fierce criticism from mediocre minds." A person with dreams, with actions to turn dreams into reality, also has the ability and greatness to do better than others, so they must be different. They dare to step out of the crowd, judging day by day in fragmented, small dreams like fame, status, houses, cars, women, or fine wine. The majority are still busy imprisoning themselves in small worries, fearing that success is a limited account that needs to be fought over and trampled on to seize. Unlike them, people with outstanding minds see the truth that being different means being lonely, but also means freedom. Their talent will bring deserved prosperity. People with great wisdom will not bother with the buzz of the world. They spend time innovating and creating breakthrough ideas, not wasting effort explaining reasons to immature mediocrities. Simply because they are used to unique thinking, though lonely, it is full of value. Success comes from their own abilities, not from the tongues or views of the world. In Zhuangzi's wisdom, the task of life is nothing but to find oneself and find one's own path. Perhaps, on this journey, everyone feels lonely at times, but accepting loneliness is the beginning of a fulfilling life. If you cannot harmonize with yourself, you will never harmonize with others. As the German philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer said, only when a person is alone can they become themselves. If someone does not love solitude, they do not love freedom, because only when a person is alone are they free. We can travel the world together, but only we can go to the horizon and the ends of the earth. Enjoying solitude is a gentle and pleasant joy, unrelated to material or preferences, nor influenced by ambition or needs. It comes from the human heart, with an open mind, calmness, and full self-control. Enjoying solitude is also a kind of bold attitude. As we walk through life, fast can enjoy speed, slow can admire the surrounding scenery, not letting vanity blind us, not letting deceit hide our way. That is the boldness of humble, gentle but wise and clever people. Being a sheep is boring, but the price of being a lion is loneliness. Similarly, if you want to blend in, be grass. If you want to be a great tree, you must accept loneliness.